Just a little over a week before the election, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden and running mate Kamala Harris reach out to Filipino Americans through digital ads with translations in Filipino. The digital campaign video posted on October 24 features photos of Asian American families, while parts of Harris's speech at the Democratic National Convention played in the background with translations in Filipino and 8 other Asian languages.
To love our country is to fight for the ideals of our country. In this election, we have a chance to change the course of history.
She calls on voters to fight for the country, for the community, for respect, and for empathy. Harris is the first South Asian and Black woman vice presidential candidate. She was born to an Indian mother and Jamaican father. At least 4 million of Asian Americans in the US are Filipinos, making up the 3rd largest migrant group next to Indians and Chinese. Meantime, a former official in the US Department of Homeland Security reveals Wednesday that he is anonymous, the mysterious author of a newspaper column and book highly critical of President Donald Trump. Miles Taylor, who served as Chief of Staff to former Homeland Security Secretary Christian Nielsen, reveals his identity on Twitter and in a statement on Medium.com. The identity of Anonymous had been a favorite guessing game in Washington since an opinion column appeared in the New York Times 2 years ago from a senior official who claimed he was a member of the resistance within the Trump administration. Senator Cynthia Villar remains the richest Philippine senator with her net worth amounting to more than 3.8 billion pesos as of 2019. This is based on the summary of Senator's Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth or SALN posted on the Senate's official website Thursday, October 29. Villar's net worth is over 94 million pesos higher than her net worth of 3.7 billion pesos in 2018, when she also emerged as the richest senator. Villar and her husband, former Senate President and business tycoon Manny Villar, own the Philippines' biggest home builder, Vistaland, and shopping center developer, Star Malls Incorporated. They also own Golden Bria, a housing and condominium developer. Boxer-turned-Senator Manny Pacquiao comes second with a net worth of more than 3.1 billion pesos, more than 100 million higher than his wealth in 2018, which was at 3 billion pesos. Detained Senator Laila de Lima, President Rodrigo Duterte's fiercest critic in the Senate, is the poorest senator in 2019 with a net worth of 8.3 million pesos. De Lima has been in jail since 2017 over what she has long described as trumped-up drug charges against her. Meantime, Duterte's SALN for 2018 and 2019 have yet to be released by the Office of the Ombudsman. A new ombudsman rule issued in September restricts public access to an official's SALN. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno signs an ordinance that protects LGBTQI members from discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity expression or SOGI. Moreno on Thursday, October 29, says there will be a long, painstaking process that needs to be achieved, but the very least that the local government can do for LGBTQI individuals is be with them. Manila joins Quezon City and a few other cities in the Philippines with anti-discrimination ordinances to combat prejudice in their local jurisdictions. Some of the banned acts specified in the ordinance are denying or limiting employment opportunities, denying access to public health programs, and denying admission, expulsion, prevention from graduation, and imposing of disciplinary actions higher than customary against students. The ordinance also bans verbal or written insults, including those posted on social media, and the denial of goods and services. Denial of access to public spaces and application of government-issued or private documents are also included in the ban. The ordinance also bans physical and verbal harassment against LGBTQI members. Cemeteries across the country are closed for the first time starting Thursday, October 29, in a bid to prevent the spread of coronavirus for Undas or All Saints' Day. The graveyards will remain closed until Wednesday, November 4. A day before the closure, thousands of people wearing masks and face shields flocked to cemeteries in Manila Wednesday, October 28 for their last chance to visit the graves of departed loved ones. The religious observance on November 1 is usually marked by festivities and impromptu family gatherings. In the Philippines, All Saints' Day is a time to pray for and remember the deceased by visiting their tombs and lighting candles. Authorities fear this could fuel the spread of COVID-19 in the Catholic majority Philippines. A post claiming ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro and former Bayan Muna Representative Satur Ocampo are sentenced to death for child abuse is false. The website socialnewstrendph.xyz posted an article on October 20 with the title "Leftist Congresswoman to be arraigned for child abuse, sentenced to death." The article refers to the kidnapping and human trafficking complaints filed against Castro and Ocampo in November 2018. The content of the article from socialnewstrendph.xyz just lifts word for word the post of Communications Undersecretary Lorraine Badoy on October 20 about the arraignment, but there was no mention of the supposed death penalty in Badoy's post. There is no death penalty in the Philippines as of 2020. President Rodrigo Duterte has repeatedly called for the reinstatement of the death penalty in the Philippines, but this has not been acted upon by Congress. The cases against Castro and Ocampo are still at the pre-trial stage in court. Castro and Ocampo were arrested in November 2018 over the alleged transport of 14 minors. They were released from jail 3 days later after posting bail. Castro and Ocampo say the minors were students in Lumad schools who were evacuated due to the alleged harassment by state forces.